Welcome to the Simmo Social 2. So we're on our way back down to Oxford. It's Sunday the 25th of October and we've got half of Brasenose 2 booked out again. So off the back of the Social 1, which there's a video on my YouTube channel about, which was in August. That was meant to be my stag do, which turned out to just be a social due to COVID. We had such a good time, we all wanted to do it again, so we decided to book up another session a couple of months later. With the fishery being so busy, and most fisheries being so busy, it's difficult to get down and fish linear on a day ticket at the moment, especially as a group. So the only real way of doing it is to do a booking. So it's exactly what we've done. We've booked 15 swims out on Brasenose 2. So from peg 29, the swim I fished last time, all the way around to the point swim, popular point swim, peg 9. We've got all those swims. So I think it's 15 swims between 12 of us. Unfortunately, 2 of the guys can't make it, so there's 10 now. One of them's having some trouble with work, and the other one, his wife actually got COVID just a couple of days ago, got a positive test for COVID, which is really unfortunate, obviously both for her and for him. She's okay, thankfully. So yeah, just a frustrating time for Ian, but I'm sure he'll be able to go again soon. So yeah, we've got all those swims booked out, really looking forward to it. It's fishing okay, I think. Not brilliant. One of my friends fished in the big double at the beginning of the week. A good angler, a lad I've known for many years. And he had 9 bites in 3 nights, I think it was. 9 bites in 3 nights. I think he landed about 6 or 7. So not prolific, but there's definitely fish there to be caught if you're fishing well, I think. They are moving around. It's not winter yet, even though it's coming towards the end of October. We've not had a frost. It's still, it's 10 degrees now this morning. It's about 7 o'clock, half 7 in the morning. It's getting sort of 12, 14 degrees in the day, 8 to 10 at night. So it's still mild, still very much autumnal weather. It's not winter yet. So yeah, the fish I've been getting around the pond, they've been getting up the top end, in the channel, in the middle and in the bowl. But the best thing about that bowl is there's always fish there, no matter what time of year you go, there's always fish in that bowl. And to be honest, the pegs we've got, with the amount of people that are fishing, between 10 of us, it doesn't matter if you come out last in the draw, there's really not a bad draw there. All of them have got pretty much access to the middle of that bowl. So yeah, we'll catch up with you when we get there, let you know what pegs we draw, and obviously let you know when we're in our swims what tactics we're doing, and I guess what's changing between summer and autumn, if anything. Right, we'll catch up with you in a bit. Good afternoon. Right, so we're all fishing now. It's about 2:30ish, I think now, 3 o'clock. So it's taken us a few hours to get sorted. Once everyone got here at about 11 o'clock, we had a walk around and had a bit of a chat to some other anglers who had just left or just leaving. There wasn't a great deal showing, to be fair. It was quite difficult to know where to go. Me and Dad came out 5th in the draw, which I said to Dad, if we can come out 5 out of the 8 in the draw, I said I'd be really happy. I wouldn't have been not happy in the swims that came out after us, or the choices that were left after us, but top 5 would have been really good, and we got 5. So yeah, first out was Ben. He went in 8 to our left. Neil went in the point. Woodall and his mate James went over in the big double. Nick went in 29, and then it was us, and we went in peg 7. So that was the swim that Neil was fishing last night. He got down the day before and he fished in here. He had one yesterday afternoon. So yeah, swim that I fished before. Me and Dad actually had quite a good session out of here a few summers ago, where I think I had 10 fish through the night, in the August that was though. But yeah, so we set up, and to be honest, everyone was a little bit not disheartened, but we'd seen no fish show really. It was looking quite quiet. We'd heard that lots of people had been blanking, and yeah, we was all a little bit kind of unsure what to do. There's coots coming up with bait in their mouths, and obviously, it didn't look great. But we started setting up, and then not long after we started setting up, fish started showing right out in the middle, to be fair. And now it's completely different. Like, it actually feels like I could get a bite any second. The same for quite a few people. So yeah, because it's been chucking it down, I've just put 3 singles out. I was actually going to put 3 solid bags out, but it was chucking it down that much. I thought the bags are going to melt by the time I cast them. So I've just put 3 heli-safes on, and I've just got little combi links, a new rig actually. I've never used the rigs before. I'll show you them later in the session. And I've just put little yellow pop-ups, but trimmed them down so they sink under the weight of the size 4. So yeah, they look really good actually, and I've gone further than I've ever fished before. My kind of aim for this session was to have a go at some proper casting. I've got decent kit, and I've never really fished that far. So yeah, I had a bit of a lead around, and actually where I put the float up was where all the fish were showing. So I decided to put all 3 rods out there just on singles. So it's 32 wraps, so just under 130 yards, 128 yards. I mean, you go around onto the causeway and have a look, and you're still nowhere near the middle. You're still a good 30 or 40 yards off the middle. Yeah, it's right out where all the fish were showing, so I blasted all 3 of those out there. Got good drops on all of them. It's about 10 foot. So yeah, I'm actually expecting a bite at any point. The fish are right out there. And Dad is obviously to my left. Now Dad's doing all his own casting and that this session. Now normally, because he doesn't fish that much, I give him a hand with his casting, because he struggles with the range sometimes. But last session we agreed that the next time we come, he's going to do it all himself. So he's leaded up out there. He bought himself a spod rod and a spod and marker rod. He's leaded up out there, and he's found a spot at 24 wraps, so still nearly 100 yards, so it's pretty decent distance. And he's cast 2 heli-safe rigs out there with IQDs and the pink dumbbells that he was catching on last time. So he's cast both of those out there about half a rod length apart. And I've given him a hand with the spomming. I've put 8 to 10 spoms out over the top of just mainly corn and boilies and a few tigers, hardly any hemp at all, so just bigger items, and not much as well. So I've gone with the singles approach to start with, and Dad's gone with just a little bit of bait. But around the pond, there's some people gone with solid bags only, some people gone with the solid bags and spomming, some people put all 3 rods on a spot and done a bit of spomming. So between us, we've got all bases covered really. It looks really good now. It's gone flat calm, and there's still fish showing out there. So yeah, another one just showed there as I'm just speaking to you, just to my right again, about that 120, and another one there, 130 yard mark, right out in the middle. There's only 10 of us all around this bowl, and there's loads of water. Normally you'd have probably more like 16 or 17 anglers in this bowl, so there's lots of areas without lines that you normally have lines. So I expect them to really get into these areas now. It's not going to be a prolific session. There you go, one's just showing down. That's right on your spot, that is. See that one there, yeah? So yeah, I expect it's not going to be a prolific session at all, and I think everyone's goal to start with is just to catch one and not blank. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on how things go, how tactics change. If people start catching over bait, I'm going to start putting some bait out there. That was what I planned on doing, fishing 3 rods on a spot out in the middle. But yeah, for now I've just got 3 singles out there, and we'll kind of just see what happens. I don't want to put bait in if fish aren't getting caught over bait. So yeah, we'll just see what happens. Right, I'll keep you updated and let you know what happens. Speak to you in a bit. First one of the trip, 23 pounder. So I've just moved down into peg 2, I say just a couple of hours ago, and just chucked a couple of bags out about 40-50 yards where all the fish have been showing. I've had this one 23 pound, and then just as I was getting ready to do the photos, I've had another one, low double probably, just slipped that one back. Yeah, just solid bags cast out to where all the fish were showing in this quiet corner of the lake where the empty swims were. So yeah, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning now, but I managed to catch a couple. Right, I'm probably gonna have another go, stay down here for another hour or so, see if we can nick one more and then go and get some sleep. Right, let's get her back. Right, here we go, fish number 3. So it's been a bit of a tricky session so far. How many we had? 4? 4? I think 4 as a group so far. Yeah, this one's out of my peg, my peg that I set up in yesterday, peg 7. I had those 2 in the night from down in the corner. Yeah, just had this one on a solid bag with some maggots, closer in actually, probably about 60 yards, 50-60 yards. Yeah, it's pretty tough going. Hopefully a few of the lads can catch 1 or 2 tonight as well. Right, let's get her back. Evening guys. Right, so I'm really sorry for the lack of update in this video. I was hoping to do a lot more filming than I have, and I've really done very little actually. The reason being, it's been a really tricky session. Fishing's been hard. There's not many fish being caught, and I've been putting a lot of time and effort in trying to obviously catch fish and help my dad catch fish, and obviously just generally staying busy. But yeah, so obviously you've seen a couple of fish that I've caught 3 now in total. So last night the fish were just boshing. Started out in the middle and then moved further and further right as the evening went on, and they all ended up in basically the corner where no one was fishing. So at 12 o'clock I finally decided just to wind a couple of rods in, tied a couple of solid bags, went down there, and I was there from 12 until about 2ish, and I had 2 fish. I had a 23 and a double. I think you've seen the 23 pounder, and then come back round here, finally got the rods out in here at about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then I managed to get a few hours sleep. Nothing else got caught around the lake, it was just those 2. Sorry, no, Ben on the causeway had a 15 pounder. He also lost 2 on the evening, so he had 1 as well. And then basically today, my dad moved down into swim 2 in the corner because there was still fish there this morning, although they seem to have moved now. They've moved out in front of the point to my left off the back of the westerly wind that come on today. But yeah, I managed to pick one up lunchtime-ish, a 18 pounder on a solid bag, not too far out, about 50-60 yards out. Ben has had 3 to my left. Alex has had 1 on the point. Ben's had a 30 pounder, a 25. Yes, there's a few fish that have been caught. Baz has had a pike, about 10 pound or something. So yeah, there's a few fish being caught, but we're struggling, you know. It's not prolific by any means. There's still 5 of us that haven't had a bite yet. So yeah, tonight I didn't really know what to do, I'll be completely honest. The fish are kind of showing out in the middle and to my left. So all I've done is just put 3 solid bags out there at 120 yards, just with a little bit of fake corn and 1 with a little yellow pop-up out there. So they all landed sweet at 120 yards. So I guess I'm kind of hitting and hoping a little bit tonight. The fishing's really patchy. people have played around with zigs, but none of us have had a bite on a zig. One of the chap has had a couple of bites on zigs today, but we've also all caught on solid bags. Every fish has been caught on solid bags, so yeah, I've gone with that approach. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. A lot of rain coming in tomorrow, so it's going to be a wet pack down, but we got till lunchtime, so hopefully we can nick one before we go. But yeah, I'll update you in the morning and let you know if anything's happened. Right, speak to you soon. Right, so it's about 9 PM now on Monday night, just after 9, and we've just had my 4th fish. Lovely mirror, just over 20 £. So it was on the right hand rod, one of those 3 solid bags that I chucked out to the middle, 120 yards, just on a little yellow 12mm pop-up, bag full of pellets. Yeah, lovely fish, really hard fighting. Feels really cold tonight, it's only 5 degrees. But, Woodall's just had one directly opposite me as well, again on a solid bag, a 22 pounder. Yeah, so I think we've had 10 between us now, so hard going, but we are catching 1 or 2. Hopefully some of the other lads can chip in tonight and catch their first one too. It'd be nice. But yeah, really lovely carp. So all the rods are back out now. One's just boshed out down this margin just behind me. So yeah, all the rods are back out now. Clipped them all up at 30 wraps and just pinged them back out there on solid bags. So hopefully there's time for one more tonight. But yeah, we'll get this one back now and update you in the morning, or if anything else happens tonight. Right, let's get her back. Right, that didn't take very long. So I literally got the rods back out, just got back into bed after that 20 pounder. Literally just got into bed, single bleep on the right hand rod, and it just melted off, absolutely tore off. So I picked the rod up 120 yards out, and it just took and took and took. Must have been nearly 150 yards out into the lake, over halfway, and it proper scrapped. I thought it was a real big fish actually. It really scrapped all the way in. But it's they're getting bigger. It's 26 £, almost a linear on both sides. Really nice fish. Again, taken on the solid bag with the little yellow pop-up. Actually cut this one down, whittled it down, so it was like a wafter really, just sunk under the weight of the size 4. But yeah, the same time as I had this one, Ben over on the causeway bank, I had one again on a solid bag. I'm not sure how big his was, but yeah, there's a few out there feeding. They're showing to my right. I'm catching on the right hand rod. But yeah, absolutely chuffed with this one. Really nice fish. 26 £, biggest fish of the session so far for me. Right, the rods are all back out, so we're going to get this fish back, get into bed, and hopefully we're woken up with another one soon. Right, let's get her back. Good morning. So it's Tuesday morning now. Nothing else happened last night after that 26 pounder. I don't think anything else came out around the lake as well by the sounds of it. It's very quiet this morning, not seen anything show yet. I've only been up about 10 minutes to be fair. But yeah, it's a little bit quiet at the moment. We're gonna hang on. We've got till 12 o'clock. It's forecasted rain all morning, so we're gonna have a bit of a recast in a minute, I think, and get three fresh solid bags out there. Yeah, and see if we can nick one more. Have a slow pack down, try and keep everything as dry as we can. So yeah, I'll update you before we go home if nothing else happens. Hopefully we can get another fish for the camera. If it's not me, maybe one of the other boys. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Right, we're on our way home now. Nothing else happened for me this morning. So yeah, really good session. Bit of a tough one. We always knew it was going to be tough coming end of October potentially. The fish were really nomadic. They were moving around the pond spending sort of 10-12 hours in each area and then turning up somewhere completely different. So yeah, they started off the first night in the middle before moving into that corner where the empty swims were. Then when did they go after that? Over in front of the point the next day, and they spent a load of time out in front of the point. Then over off the causeway bank to the right of the causeway bank between there and the big double. And then this morning they've been in front of the big double and 29, sort of 40 yards out. So they are really moving around, you know, and they are obviously catchable when people, when they're turning up in front of people. People are getting bites, but all on solid bags. I think there was only one fish caught on bait. Everything else was on solid bags. So yeah, we ended up with 14 in total, which I'm pretty pleased with. I think that's a good effort considering how the lake's been fishing, and how kind of moody it was. So yeah, there was a few blanks unfortunately, but that was obviously to be expected. Again, coming fishing end of October, nearly November, you know, you're going to get people blanking unfortunately. So yeah, Alex in the point, he had a 15 pounder. Neil did 24 hours in there before going home, and he blanked unfortunately in the point, but he did have one the day before we got here. Ben in the right hand point, he had 3 and lost 2 I think, including a 25 pounder and a 31 pounder, so he did well. I think he's staying another night, so he'll probably have a few more. I had 5 fishing in peg 7, 3 of them from peg 7, 2 from peg 2 the night before, up to 26 pound. I think I had 3 20s and a couple of doubles. Baz and Nath blanked unfortunately, although Baz did catch a nice pike, and I think they both caught perch as well on the little jigging rods, so they had fun. I think they had a good time. My dad got unlucky down in peg 2 really. He just moved in there a few hours too late. They were showing in there when he got in there, but then within a matter of hours really, they'd moved over in front of the point, and the area seemed pretty much void of fish after that. So yeah, he blanked. Ben on the causeway, so Ben hadn't been fishing for a couple of years, and he managed 4 or 5 bites. I think he landed 2. I think they were both doubles as well, so yeah, again, Ben fished really well. He had a lot of water to himself over there, and they did get in front of him the first part of the trip and a little bit of last night as well. Then you go round into the big double. Woodall and James doubled up in there. James was blanking unfortunately when I left, but hopefully he'll have had one by the time I get home. Woodall moved into peg 29. Nick unfortunately left yesterday morning not feeling very well, so last night Woodall moved into there, and he had that 23 pounder, and then he's had 2 more this morning, 2 more upper doubles, fishing solid bags about 40 yards out. So yeah, 14 fish in total with a few fish lost, so not the worst trip in the world. I'd say 130, quite a few doubles to be fair, and a few 20s. Average size was a little bit lower this session. But yeah, I think everyone enjoyed it. Everyone had a good time. I guess it's nice to go fishing and have a challenge. It was always going to be a challenge this session. But yeah, if you haven't checked out the last Simmo Social video, go back onto my YouTube channel and check out the Simmo Social 1. Nearly 100 carp in that one, with nearly, I think it was 10 30s up to nearly 40 pound. So loads of action, and obviously you get to see the lake at a different time of year, and see some different content. So yeah, we're obviously going to get back now, get all the kit away, and we haven't got any more sessions planned, but I think the lads are keen to arrange another one, so we'll get that organised and booked in, and of course we'll video it, and we'll catch up with you all soon. Right, see you later.